Gi-hun is a man in his late 40s, living with his elderly mother in a cramped home, drowning in debt and addicted to gambling, which has put their finances in a terrible state. One morning during breakfast, his mother hands him some cash so he can treat his daughter Gi-hun to a birthday meal. Gi-hun doesn't see his daughter often. His ex-wife remarried a wealthy man and has full custody, so he's thrilled for the chance. Wanting to buy a gift too, he asks his mom for more money. She says she's broke, but after some persistence, she gives him a few extra bills. After she leaves, Gi-hun sneakily swipes her credit card and heads out with his gambling buddy to try their luck. They place bets on horse racing, hoping to turn their day around. But luck isn't on their side, they lose repeatedly. Even after most of their money is gone, they continue gambling. Finally, Gi-hun scores a decent win and can't contain his joy. He even tips the cashier who gave him the money and heads outside, celebrating. But his smile quickly fades as he spots a group of angry men approaching. They're loan sharks he owes money to. Fearing they'll take his winnings, he darts back inside the building and crashes into a girl by accident. The debt collectors catch up to him, furious, and demand repayment. In a panic, Gi-hun tries handing over his winnings, but his pockets are empty. He realizes the girl he ran into was a pickpocket who stole the cash. The thugs don't care, one of them shoves a scalpel up his nose, threatening to end him if he doesn't pay up next month. After they leave, Gi-hun's left with nothing. Desperate, he returns to the lady he tipped earlier, begging for the money back. Still unable to afford a real gift, he tries his luck at a claw machine. But as expected, he fails to win anything. A young kid offers help, and finally wins a mysterious black box for him. Grateful, Gi-hun thanks the boy. Later, Gi-hun takes Gi-young to a street food stall for tteokbokki. She notices the bruises on his face, which he blames on mosquito bites. He gives her the gift without checking it first. To her surprise, it's a gun-shaped lighter. Embarrassed, Gi-hun quickly takes it back and promises to buy a better gift next year. After dinner, he drops her off with her mother and says a heartfelt goodbye. Alone again, Gi-hun waits at a subway station when a sharply dressed stranger approaches him. The man invites him to play a game called Dokji, where one card must flip the other. If Gi-hun wins, he gets 100,000 won. If he loses, the man gets to slap him. With nothing to lose, Gi-hun agrees. He loses several rounds and gets slapped repeatedly, but he keeps playing. Eventually, he manages to win a round and is given the prize money. The man then hands him a card, offering more games if he calls the number. Later, Gi-hun bumps into an old woman, his friend Sang-woo's mother. She proudly says her son is on a business trip in the US. That night, over dinner, Gi-hun's mother shares troubling news. Gi-young and her family are moving to the US, and he won't be able to see her again. Gi-hun is devastated but can't argue. He has no custody due to his financial mess. Desperate, he calls the number on the card. He's told to go to a nearby location where a van picks him up. Once inside, gas fills the van and knocks him out. When he wakes, he's in a large room full of strangers. He's wearing different clothes and has no personal belongings. Everyone else looks just as confused. Cameras watch their every move. Gi-hun meets an old man labeled 001, while he himself is 456. The old man mentions he has a brain tumor. As they talk, a scuffle breaks out. The girl who robbed Gi-hun is fighting with a thug. Gi-hun tries confronting her to get his money back. The argument is interrupted by masked staff in red suits who enter the room. They announce a competition of 6 games over 6 days. Winners will get a huge cash reward. Among the players is Sang-woo, Gi-hun's childhood friend. Contrary to what his mom believes, he's not in the US. He's wanted by the police for embezzling 650 million won from clients. Shortly after, a giant sphere is shown above the room. It will be filled with money as they win games. Players are asked to sign a contract with 3 simple rules. 1. They can't quit once a game starts. 2. If they refuse to play, they'll be eliminated. 3. If a majority agrees to stop, all games end. Everyone signs. The players are then led into a maze-like corridor. Photos are taken and they are brought to an open field. A creepy statue of a giant doll stands at one end. Gi-hun approaches Sang-woo, asking about his lies, but they are interrupted by an announcement to stand behind the white line. Somewhere in the facility, a man known as the front man watches the game unfold from a control room. The first game is revealed. Red light, green light. Players must stop moving when the doll says red light and move forward during green light. Any movement during red light will result in elimination. The game begins normally, until someone is detected moving. A loud gunshot rings out. The player is killed on the spot. Others don't realize what's happening at first, but panic sets in quickly as more people are shot. Chaos erupts. Players flee in terror, but only end up creating a bloodbath near the exit. Bodies pile up. The few who remain still finally understand the deadly stakes. Gi-hun is frozen, paralyzed with fear. Sang-woo urges him to move forward. At one point, Gi-hun stumbles but is caught by a man named Ali, who saves him. As the game continues, players drop like flies. Eventually, several players manage to survive. Among them are Gi-hun, Sang-woo, the thief Saebyok, the old man Ilnam, the gangster Deoksu, and Ali. The camera zooms out to show they are on a hidden island with the facility underground. The red-suited workers clean up the bodies and burn them in massive incinerators. The survivors return to the main room. visibly shaken by what they just witnessed. Gi-hun quietly thanks Ali for saving him. The staff re-enter to announce the game's completion. The number of participants has dropped from 456 to 201. 255 people died. A woman collapses, pleading for release. Soon, many others join in, begging to go home. The staff remind them of the second rule: refusal to play means death. Then Sang-woo cites the third rule: if a majority votes to stop, the games end. The masked workers agree but want to show the prize money first. The sphere above fills with cash. They reveal that the grand prize is 45.6 billion won. However, if they leave now, the families of the deceased get 100 million won each, and the remaining players get nothing. Many who wanted to quit now reconsider. The decision comes down to a vote. Surprisingly, the final vote is cast by Il-nam, the old man. He chooses to end the game. The players are returned to their homes unharmed. The staff say if a majority wants to rejoin later, they can. In the next scene, Gi-hun and Sebyuk are tossed out of a van with their hands bound. The same happens to Sang-woo and Ali. They each go their separate ways. Sang-woo even hands Ali some cash for a bus ticket. Gi-hun rushes to the police, reporting the kidnapping. But the officers don't believe his story. Why would kidnappers release him just because he voted out? One officer, Junho, overhears the conversation and notices the card Gi-hun has. Later, Gi-hun returns home only to find his mother missing. She's in the hospital with severe diabetic complications. He races to see her, only to find her feet severely wounded. The doctors say she needs surgery, but they can't afford it. Meanwhile, Junho talks to his own mother about his missing brother. Searching his brother's apartment, he finds the same mysterious card that Gi-hun had. Suspicious, he decides to track Gi-hun down. Meanwhile, Sebyuk visits her younger brother in an orphanage. She's a North Korean defector who's trying to reunite her family and get her brother out of state care. Over at a factory, Ali visits his employer. He's from Pakistan and came to Korea for work, but hasn't been paid in 6 months. With a family to feed, Ali pleads for his salary. His boss has a pile of cash but refuses to pay. In anger, Ali pushes him, injuring the man's hand. He grabs the money and runs. Back home, Ali gives the money to his wife and tells her to flee back to Pakistan with their son. He hugs them, promising to return someday. At the same time, Sang-woo calls his mother and continues lying about being in the US. She tells him not to worry about gifts and hangs up content. Soon after, police officers visit her at her fish shop. They ask about Sang-woo, revealing that he's under investigation for embezzlement. She's humiliated in front of her customers. Elsewhere, Sang-woo receives a new invitation to rejoin the game. Gi-hun, helpless with his mother's health deteriorating, goes to his ex-wife's house to ask for help. She refuses. Her husband and their kids come home. As Gi-hun leaves, the stepfather calls him back and hands him money, asking him to never come near their family again. Furious, Gi-hun punches the man, yelling that he won't let them take his daughter away. Right then, Ga-young steps outside and sees her father hitting her stepdad. She looks at him with heartbreak and disappointment. Later, Gi-hun walks home, completely broken. Outside his house, Officer Junho is waiting. He questions Gi-hun about the card. Gi-hun brushes him off, saying he was drunk and didn't mean the report. He's already made up his mind to go back and doesn't want the police interfering. As he goes inside, he finds the same card stuck to the door. He dials the number and prepares to return. At the same time, Sang-woo, Il-nam, Deoksu, Sebyuk, and Ali all make the choice to return. The episode ends with them entering the van once again, knocked unconscious by the gas. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.